It's 6 AM. I'm waiting for Cedric to pick me up so we can fetch Australians. Here we go. On our way, we stopped at the school in Soweto, where Cedric volunteers with young people.
That if you do not have the proper life skills, attitude, responsibility, communication, decision-making, problem-solving, you will condemn yourself to poverty for the rest of your life.
Local activist Cedric decided to show me around the township.
The shacks are relatively new.
And when I thought I've seen it all, Cedric took me to Kliptown.
They paid rent in this group, in this community until 1994. It was only with the new dispensation that they stopped paying rent. But the property is still owned by a Jewish businessman apparently. This particular room here features in the Tutsi movie as where the one woman feeding the baby used to live. And they used that passage here and into this house there. And the tap on the far side there was the tap that they featured heavily in the movie. They filmed here for a number of weeks, and the family had to control the dogs and the children and everything else, and keep everything else quiet. And it won an Oscar, and never did they ever come back to the community to thank them or to give them a ready plate of food.
How are you?
Well, and you?
Good enough. I think I haven't seen you for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Man. I'm very happy to see you.
I've been working with the young children. I've given up the old guys.
Thank you, sir.
As long as you're well and healthy.
All right, all right.
Antonia, when were you born? 47, 48, 49?
I put it
On that side of the bank of the river. Today we've got this filth here. I can talk to the councillors, I can talk to government, I can talk to NGOs about what we've got here, and no one will listen to me. They will come in once a year on World Wetlands Day and they will accommodate themselves at a facility higher up. They will bring in 300 children and they will clean a small patch and say, look at what we are doing to teach the people not to litter. They don't realize that the littering is taking place because of the lack of service provision, and no one is talking to the people.
This was an eye-opening experience. Unfortunately, I heard that there are even worse places than that. Let's finally pick up our Australians. Misha seemed to be having a lot of fun. Let's look for others. Morning.
Morning. How are you?
How are you doing?
I've made a family tree, so I know who is who. This is Maria. She's the mum of everyone, and she's got 5 children. It is, and most of them are living here.
So what did they do in the last 24 hours?
We used local transport, our taxi, to take us to Orlando West. Then from there we walked from Orlando West to the center of Soweto, the village at the village called Credo Mutwa Village. Then from there we went to Nicefield Hostel. That's where we had our lunch. Then from there we walked again from Nicefield Hostel, coming back to Orlando East. Then we took a taxi bringing us back home. Then after that, the lady was cooking for the family. She was the one who was cooking, and her husband was sitting on the other side with other guys.
How are the guests?
They were very nice. They treated me nice. I never thought I had people in my house. There are nice people when they come.
I really enjoyed it because of I always wanted to do a tour guide, but I did do tourism at school, so this was a great experience. I enjoyed it. I'd like to do it all over again. Yeah.
Okay, time to say goodbye.
Quite amazing. I mean, that much happened in about 24 hours. The highlight for us was always probably walking the streets, because that's when we saw people and met people, and from all sort of walks of life. It was very interesting. Also, with the kids, it was always a lot easier to meet people with kids, because the Africans are particularly very child friendly. Discussed South African politics quite a bit. They were sort of quite surprised. While most of them will continue to vote for the ANC, they are quite unhappy with the corruption in the government, the lack of service deliveries, the money spent on big projects without asking the community what they want, the lack of effort put by the government to controlling crime, and otherwise, also a highlight yesterday was going to this butchery. I forgot what it's called, where you can buy your own meat and then you go and do a braai. And just the whole experience with that, and also seeing other African food. I mean, they were eating like intestines of different animals and also some heads and so on. That was sort of quite interesting. I felt extremely safe. I felt much safer in Soweto than in Johannesburg by a country mile.
Experience for us now to stay with so many people on such a small place. There's no hot water, so they still have to heat up the water to do the washing, and laundries all by hand. So I think it's a very hard life, simple, but very safe. You really feel fabulous with the family.
Stores we went to, they gave the kids things for free. So I mean, there's very small stores, they don't sell many things, they probably don't make much money, and they still then gave them packets of chips for free. So I felt a bit embarrassed about that, like I should be paying for it, but I then didn't want to pay for it because it was their gesture, but it shows even with a little money, they are prepared to share a lot.
I like the museum that we went to. Quite a small house, but somehow everyone fit in.
Okay, that's the end of the township adventure. Before I leave you with your own conclusions, let me tell you one more thing. I asked Kai how he feels about all this poverty around him, knowing that people in Western countries are so much luckier. He said that these people in Soweto, they have other things that we lost ages ago. Sense of community. People work, live here, they have fun. They have families that cherish few generations. Finally, I wanted to leave you with one final statement, that Soweto is not only a slum, a dirty shanty town. Many places are spotless. Often you find streets with beautiful properties, like this Brecken Breakfast, which by the way was excluded by FIFA from booking system for the coming World Cup. So do we want to keep the townships the way they are? No, we don't. We want to build a better environment for those people, but we want to preserve the culture.
Here come my beauty tactic. She comes from North going south. Oh, Mama, oh, tactic. Mama, oh, stand aside.